some interesting sessions so far. I think while we are talking about innovation, while we are talking about Industry 5.0, it is technology that is fueling all of this innovation. And the urge of not getting out-technologized, Mr. Batra used a very nice term, with the risk of, or the thought process of not getting out-technologized, I think adopting technology is not an option, okay? It is technology that is fueling all of this growth. It is technology that is helping us with various business models. And along with these business models, what is also getting introduced is multiple risks. So if you look at these data points are not new. These data points are made available to us through various analyst groups, and a lot of us are aware of these data points. But what is interesting to know is the India-specific data points. If you look at the data breach, the cost of data breach globally is about $4.9 million. If you look at the India context, it is about half of that, but it is still a humongous number of about $3 million of the cost of data breach itself. India is ranked number 2 when it comes to phishing attacks. That is just one attack scenario. We are amongst the top 5 when it comes to countries which are faced by cyber attacks. We are faced with about 80 million cyber attacks on an annual basis. 2023 itself saw about 80 million attacks that organizations saw in India. Now what is happening? Each one of us as organizations are investing in some sort of cybersecurity solutions. We are doing some investments and we are trying to ensure that we are not featured in this list and we are safeguarding our environment. However, let us look at what happened in 2024. This is what 2024 looked like, just the first half. A lot of these logos are known to us. We are consumers of these logos. And unfortunately, there have been vulnerabilities that have got exposed. There have been breaches. There has been data leakage. Someone did mention that data is a new oil. We have got oil spillages happening on a regular basis across the year that we have seen. This is just half of the year. The second half of the year has been even more interesting. We have seen WazirX. In fact, as recent as last week, we have seen HDFC Life declaring that they have had a data breach. We have seen the Blue Winder attack happening on Starbucks, wherein their third-party service provider, Blue Winder, also got compromised. It is nothing against these entities. Please do not get me wrong. I'm not name-calling anyone over here. What I'm trying to send out as a message over here is each one of us is vulnerable, regardless of the size and regardless of what investments we have done, regardless of how we have looked at security so far. There is a desperate need for us to ensure that we are prepared for the future and not just looking at the past and trying to analyze our situation from what has happened so far. Now at 63 SATS, what we have done is we have not just looked at these data breaches, we have done an analysis around this data breach, because that is more important. It is not, someone mentioned that it is okay to fail as a product. Even as an organization, it is okay to fail. It is okay to have a data breach in your environment. But what is important is to learn from that data breach and ensure that we are continuously improving on top of that and we are not letting that happen again in our environment. So that is what we have done at 63 SATS as one of the things. If you look at the data breach analysis that we have done, we have analyzed every single breach that we have seen across 2024, and we have taken learnings from this. And what do these learnings do to us? Using these learnings, we are developing new tactics to safeguard environments. Our red teaming capabilities are enhanced. Our vulnerability assessment capabilities are enhanced. Our capabilities around cyber threat intelligence get enhanced. We are learning new technologies and we are learning how attackers behave. And that is how we are able to deliver new use cases to our customers also. So this is the thought process that we are taking from these learnings that we have seen across 2024. And by the way, we are still 1 month left to 2024. I hope it ends better and we do not see a lot more logos on this list that we just saw. Now, based on whatever we have seen so far, there is a clear pattern. We know which are the technologies that need to be focused on from a cybersecurity perspective. There are some clear callouts. We are not looking at some of the traditional things coming up as security risks anymore. There is a lot of evolvement that is happening on the risk front also. If you look at the concepts that are coming out, exposure and attack surface management, breach attack simulation is heavily being discussed. This is of most importance right now. And if you look at what some of the analysts are talking about, for example, Gartner has coined a term called continuous threat and exposure management, CTEM. CTEM is nothing but a combination of breach attack simulation and exposure and attack surface management that is put together with some of the other aspects also into it. EDR, XDR is taking prime focus. We are not looking at traditional antivirus and traditional endpoint security management anymore. We are looking at how we can deploy use cases on our endpoint security, how we can correlate things and get a lot of intelligence out of what we are seeing on the endpoints. There is a lot of focus on anti-ransomware assurance. We are seeing that ransomware attacks are on the rampant. About 5 years back, when WannaCry happened, everyone was introduced to the term called ransomware, and people were amazed at what is this new thing that has come up. Today, ransomware is not something that people are not aware of. Everyone is aware of what ransomware attacks are, and we are seeing ransomware attacks happen on a regular basis with multiple organizations. Threat intelligence is of absolute importance, and it is not just generic threat intelligence, it is curated threat intelligence that is important. It is wanting to know what is relevant to my environment. I do not want to know what is happening in the open wild world. I would be more concerned about how this activity that is happening in the open wild world going to impact my organization and going to impact my business. Moving target defense is taking prime importance. So if you look at these thought processes, there is a shift in the way the industry is looking at cybersecurity. What we are doing at 63 SATS, you saw the video about 63 moons, that is a pedigree that we bring onto the table. With the guidance of our chief mentor and coach, Mr. Jignesha, we have been able to build a very strong story around cybersecurity. MCX, IEX, the other exchanges that you saw on the video, all of these exchanges put together, we were faced with about 20 million attacks on a monthly basis. And this is the same team that we have at 63 SATS that has been able to safeguard all of these environments against these attacks. We have faced multiple attacks, we have faced millions of attacks, but not a single data breach. I think that is a testimony of the skills that the team brings onto the table. And that is a real experience that we bring onto the table. There has been zero downtime with all of our networks. And that is a huge achievement because of the number of transactions that each of these environments have been going through. And we have developed the best of the partnerships. We have invested in relationships. We have done the right analysis around which are the right technologies that we should partner with. And we have partnered with the best of the technologies. This is what we are. These are the capabilities that we have with us. We are based out of Mumbai, we are headquartered out of Mumbai, and in Mumbai itself, we have got a 50-seater security operations center from where we are offering all of these services to our customers. We have a 100+ strong team with various security certifications with them. We have got our own forensics laboratory over here in Mumbai, and that is a huge achievement and a huge investment that any organization that is working in the cybersecurity space should have. If there is a data breach, you need to have the capability to break down the breach, to analyze it, and to gather the right kind of forensic data around it. We've got our own 168-rack data center in the same premise, and then there's a strong MSSP portfolio that we've built around this. Now, when we talk about MSSP portfolio, this is what our security operations center looks like. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'll skip this. There was a video that was supposed to be played over here. But we've got a very strong security operations center with 47 seats. I think I mistaked the text with 50 seats. It's a 47-seater security operations center with the right kind of technologies to analyze incidents, to correlate data points coming from different technologies, to get the right kind of threat intelligence feeds from multiple sources, and to give away the right kind of inference of the data, and then to do incident management for our customers. The one key skill that we bring onto the table with our security operations center is the skill to do breach management and to do digital forensics for the incidents that we are seeing. That is one key capability that we bring onto the table. And also what we do is, we do two things. We provide customized solutions and we provide customized services when it comes to cybersecurity. If you look at customized solutions, we work on various aspects. We work on various layers, be the application layer, network layer, and be the cell phones and the endpoint devices that we have with us. We have come up with our own thought process. We are launching a product called CYBX, which is going to sit on every single cell phone, and it is going to give the right kind of analysis of what are the risks that we carry on our cell phones and help us mitigate those particular risks. We are talking about curated cyber threat intelligence. We are talking about cyber threat intelligence that is fueled by analysis around what is happening in the deep and dark web and getting the right kind of data points around cyber threat intelligence from the deep and dark web. We are looking at anti-ransomware assurance with moving target defense through partnerships that we have developed. And we are looking at a truly managed EDR, XDR solution. Now, all of this thing happens in a managed model. As a customer, you do not need to spend capital and procure these solutions. We can offer all of these in a managed services model. At the same point of time, we also have the expertise in building captive security operations centers because of the experience that we bring onto the table. In addition to this, with the new age technologies, a lot of things are moving in the cloud, and it is extremely important to ensure that you are rightly securing the cloud environment that you have, the investments that you have done in the cloud, as well as the consumption. So cloud security posture management is a huge investment that we are doing, and we are also working in the space of third-party risk management. And while doing so, we are working with some of the best partners globally in this particular space who have got the best of the breed technologies and work with the most unique and the largest organizations globally in this space. When it comes to customized services, we do technology services, we do GRC services. In the technology services space, there is a lot of focus that is coming up on skilled resources. Someone spoke about skilled resources in one of the panels that we just saw. And the emphasis of skilled resources is important because of the activities that are supposed to be done by the skilled resources. If you look at the activities, red teaming, digital forensics, threat hunting, continuous threat and exposure management, all of these activities require extremely deep technical skills and the right kind of technology availability in your environment to be able to deliver these skills. Our red teaming capability is extremely strong. We have got 100% success rate when it comes to red teaming. Our threat hunting capability is extremely strong. Our breach response capability is extremely strong. In one of the previous slides, I talked about the attack scenarios and the use cases that we are developing using this. For breach management itself, we have developed 88 plus unique use cases of different attack scenarios. So we are able to deliver services to our customers if they are impacted with any of these 88 breach scenarios on an immediate basis with the kind of capabilities that we have with our teams. And that is the kind of skill set that we bring onto the table. On the GRC services, there are a lot of the regular services around getting compliant to regulatory and government regulations, and that becomes important. We also are providing a lot of specialized activities. It could be awareness programs, training programs, or it could be even developing something like a phishing simulation activity which is tailor-made for your environment and which is not using a generic phishing platform, but using a customized platform that is designed only for your environment. Because that brings a threat-based approach to the entire thought process, and I think that is extremely important to be able to understand what is happening in the environment and to safeguard the environment too. Now, when we talk about regulatory and compliance, I think the government of India, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, is putting a lot of focus on cybersecurity, and a lot of regulators are coming with very strong regulatory requirements around cybersecurity. One such example is from SEBI. A couple of months back, we saw this news where SEBI came up with a very strong framework on cybersecurity and cyber resilience for all the regulated entities. And this is extremely well-created document. It is very detailed, and it is, while it is mandated for the regulated entities, but it can be used by any organization because of the depth that the framework brings along, and it is applicable to any environment, because along with cybersecurity, cyber resiliency has been put a lot of focus in this document. If you look at what we have done at 63 SATS, we have tried to understand what are the objectives that this particular framework has. And when I state SEBI CACRF, that is just an example. We are doing this with the other regulators also, like the Reserve Bank of India or the insurance regulator or regulators which work in the healthcare industry across global standards, GDPR, PCI DSS, all of this. But let's take CACRF by SEBI as an example. We have tried to understand what are the control objectives. Under each of the control objectives, what are the control actions? And then develop a strong mechanism to assess any organization across this particular framework. Now, to show you what we have been able to put together, we have put together a web-based tool. Now, this is a very easy solution that can help you do a dipstick analysis of what your environment looks like. If you look at it on the left, it is covering around 7 cybersecurity controls. Now, SEBI is calling out for 6 controls. We have enhanced it and we have made it 7 controls to ensure that it is not just applicable to SEBI's CSERF, but it can be used widely by any organization to assess its readiness on cybersecurity. What you can do is you can quickly answer these questions, and once you answer these questions based on the data that is available, you get to know what your score is from a readiness perspective. And of course, you can then reach out to us and you can get a detailed analysis done to know this better and to ensure that you get the right kind of support and the right kind of help when it comes to meeting certain regulatory and compliance requirements, as well as enhancing your cybersecurity posture. So what we have done is, for the audience sitting in this room, we have opened up this particular portal. We are not going to charge any of you sitting in this room. You can just scan this QR code that is there on your screen right now, and you can get a quick visibility assessment done for your environment. Of course, there is a lot of data that you need to be ready with before you go through this particular portal, because there are questions that are asked. Okay, but please make use of this. Please scan the QR code. Please visit the website, and we'll be more than happy to help you with any of your cybersecurity requirements around regulatory compliance requirements, as well as the customized cybersecurity solutions that we bring onto the table. With that, I see a red flash on the screen. I'd like to thank you for being a patient audience. I'll go back to this particular screen and let you guys scan.